really soft like that. Pay attention to how much is the top, how much on the bottom, the left and the right. Get the flow of the drawing, how it look like. So I'm looking at the shoulder compared to the chin. The chin is right over here. The chin is right, almost like on the same level, coming down to the shoulder, right? Just paying attention to something really seems like too simple for you to draw, but this is start from simple, right? We don't start from large and complicated. And here you go. I'm gonna coming down to her shirt, and this is what I would draw, right? This is nothing on the inside, and now I'm going to double check on, do I really want this? I think this is good enough, right? So I want you to, if you have more time, please spend a few more minutes and thinking about this. And I'm looking at the center line of the face. Her center line is not vertical. It's a little bit tilted like this. I want you to pay attention to that. Draw a line over here. I'm using a wine charcoal, a soft wine charcoal. So it's very easy to remove the line. So no worry too much about that. Just draw the line over there and actually help your mind to thinking about where is this important guidelines. Okay, like that. Again, this is the third meeting of our portrait club. And we just make up this club, and our manager is Helen. Thank you, Helen, for taking over. And if you are interested to join us every week and not the same time, and just need to go to the Discord, our Discord club category, the club area, find the portrait channel. So all the information sitting over there for you. Okay, let's take a look at. That's good. Now I find that is the center line over here, the face a little bit narrow down over here, the top over here a little bit wider. Just add a little bit impression. Take that in, and now I'm going to looking at to the shadow side. Okay, the whole shadow side. On the neck over here, and almost straight in the middle coming down like this, and coming on this side. This is the shadow area. So when you think about shapes, right? We talk about shapes all the time. So shape. I'm gonna use this pipe insulation. I just get a little piece out here. So I just use it as a little blending. Give a little bit more rough texture. Okay, now getting a little bit more in. Now take a look at inside the face over here. You mentioned about that when you measure, it always seems like you're getting the nose longer. Now I want you to pay attention to. You can see from the top of the head to the chin, you divide it into 3. And Susan just falling into that proportion. And take a look. Can you see that the eyebrow, the line connect to eyebrows? So I'm gonna put that like this. Is this right? And the nose and the eyebrow right here, like that. So this line, 1, 2, 3. This is actually 3 exact proportion, and this is maybe come down a little bit because that. The eyebrow on this side and that side is pointing into the middle of the nose, like that. And the nose and connect to the nostril on both sides, both sides of the nostril, and they become a line. You can see that. You don't have to draw too much, too dark. Okay, just like that. I can see this is a little bit darker in the middle over here too. I can put a little mark over here. And then after you have this vertical, I also want you to check on to see how much on the left side of the face to the nose. And before this step, you should always measure between the width compared to the height. Okay. And this is a very quick sketch, and I'm going to use my just eyebrowing to find it. And also I'm going to double check a little bit later. Just first thing, I'm going to find out where exactly the eye, I'm going to draw really roughly. This is the location of the two eyes. Just drawing the rough shape, very rough shape, okay? This is the shadow around over here, like that. By the way, I'm still using my wine charcoal, and at some point I might going to change the wine charcoal to the compressed charcoal, okay, or the charcoal pencil. So I can see the shape over here too. You can see that? That's seeing the shape. If you're not quite sure about what I mean about keep talking about shape, that means you need to spend more time in the portrait drawing library. So go over there, go to the learning center. Some new members maybe never come to the learning center yet. So spend some time in the learning center. There's a lot of demonstration on that. Okay, now take a look at the mouth, between the space between the nostril and the chin. And I think the lower lip border is actually divided into half. So here you go, like that. Just put something really rough. And so this is good. Now already adding a little bit more descriptions to make the likeness. But it's still very rough. So, but this is very good information. So far, I'm going to use also the wine charcoal to shade it a little bit on the skin and then the shirt, just giving a little bit darker tone for the local color. Okay, I'm going to soften that. I'm going to coming in over here. I can use the eraser for some lighter area I want to create. That will be later. So I'm going to use my whole arm. I'm going to just having the forehead to be darker, because the whole forehead also the skin tone a little bit darker. So now here we go. So you see the center line I drew over there? It doesn't matter. It now is appear to be very light, right? So now I'm going to switch to charcoal pencil. Okay. All right. Now I just get a rough idea. Let's take a look. I'm going to open this compressed charcoal stick. Now I want to take a look. Now I'm going to come back here, take a look at the top. When you draw with charcoal, whatever charcoal you're using, always start when you draw the charcoal mark, you always draw a little bit lighter, okay? Don't press it too hard. And even you see me look like I draw really hard, but actually I'm drawing really soft. Okay, here we go. Now, since I already have some mark on the paper, it helped me to compare and seeing things much better. Okay. And then like floating coming down over here. Now I'll take a look at the face. Now only see this side as a darker shape. So I'm going to move the charcoal mark into the face shadow area. This is fine, like that. Okay, should I be doing some measuring now? And I think this is a good idea. So I'm going to do a rough comparing between the width compared to the height. Okay. So now see the top over here, the chin over here, I'm not going to change. So this is going to be fixed. But what about the width? I'm going to do a little comparison. So I'm going to use a little wood stick. I'm going to do a little measuring. I'm going to right here. take a look at. I'm going to take a look at the width and then compare with the height. And take a look on the left side of the hair to the right side. And from the chin, wow, it's exactly from here to here, exactly from the chin to the top of the eyebrow. So you got to do some measurement. If you don't look for it, and you won't see it. So now I'm going to make sure that it's a little bit more clear. So I'm going to take a look. First, we already know the top of the eyebrow over here, right? Then I'm going to take a look at from here to here. And rotate it. It should be the left to the right. So I did it right. Not too much trouble. Okay, that's good. So from here to here. And from bottom of the chin to the top of the eyebrow. So this is correct. So if it's not right, you can fix it at this point. It's much faster and easier and won't have trouble. And also you know that the eyebrow is 1/3 of the whole height from the top to the bottom. Okay, now this is how you're gonna avoid that every time you have the nose longer, right? You should not have that problem. Okay, now if you skip a step, it's always a problem. Okay, now I'm gonna take a look at, you can draw the line from the left side to the right side because there's two locations, it's the same height. Okay, like that. There you go. That's good. Now I'm going to come down over here. I'm going to still looking for the larger shape. And now I know the nose is a little bit smaller than 1/3 of the whole width. It looks like that would be here, the right side of the nose. Looks like right here. Okay, like that. And this side of the nose is right over here. This is good. The nostril still over there. This is good. And then the nostril over here. You see the center line over here is supposed to be divide the face into half, right? This is good. Keep looking at that. And now we're gonna still pay attention to the larger shape. For example, the eye. Where's the eye? The eye is about 1/3 from the top to the nose, divided to 1/3. This is about here. 1, 2, and 3, right? So the eye is seeing the whole eye shape. Don't see inside the eye. Okay, like that. And we're going to take a look at the width of the eye shape. And it's about 1/5. On this side, it has a little bit less, looks like, because her face turning a little bit toward the right side. Okay, so that is the eye shape right here. We're going to draw the detail inside the eye a little bit later, but you need to draw the whole eye shape as a one shape first. Okay, right here, take a look at inside over here. You see there's the light shape and the shadow. I can see the light shape right here. That's good. You see the space of the light shape in between. Now I'm going to make this whole area a little bit darker. You see that? Now you see this whole shadow. After you mark the whole shape for the shadow around the eye, it will seeing the form of the eye. And if the form of the eye is not right, doesn't matter, you put the correct form details of the eyelashes, it won't make that person look like the person you're drawing. Okay, now I'm gonna have this a little bit later. You see how easy it erase the mark. Okay, very easy. Now I'm gonna have this coming over. Use my finger as the blender, and here you go. As long as you don't press it too hard, and it should be very easy to erase it or remove it. Okay, Now I'm going to come over here, take a look at the nose. As about 2/3 is in the shadow. See that right here. Okay, I'm going to have this side, the whole side, make it a little bit darker. I'm going to keep coming down. And on the side of the nose, there is a little shape over here, like that. And here you go. And that's the shadow over here. Seeing that's the shadow. And the corner of the mouth. And over here. You can also have a vertical coming up to see how that relates to the eye. Okay, here you go. Like that. And take a look at the mouth. We already have a rough suggestions for the mouth. Okay, that's good. Take a look at the left side and the right side of the corner of the mouth. It should be also related. I'm going to have this a little bit more clear. And edges have hard, soft, and lost edges. So some edges you won't even tell where's the edge. And I'm going to have the whole shadow side. You're actually seeing a little bit more softer, like seeing this. There's just a little bit shadow down over here, and seeing the chin over here, seeing a little bit shadow showing, wrapping around. This is good. I am using this compressed charcoal stick. It is supposed to be medium charcoal pencil, a compressed charcoal stick. I'm not using wine charcoal anymore. Okay, now coming over here, I'm going to take a look at the left side because this is already measured. So I'm going to use this to compare with how the bottom, the lower part of the face coming down. This is look like a little bit triangle coming down like this. Okay, now take a look on this side. And this is already measured. So I'm going to have this coming down, look at the angle. And if you're in the classical drawing training, and try to use the same technique that we learn. Okay. Angular measurement. Okay, here you go. Now I'm going to come here to reinforce the shadow. Okay, take a look at the shape over here compared to the nose and the mouth. I think this is the right place. So first see the larger shape before you see the smaller shape. And right now it's still very rough, but it's getting the form more and more look like Susan. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm going to have a little line suggestion like this. Coming down over here, give a little bit line. There's a little texture would give you the connection. Okay, that's good. And a little bit over here too. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to come into the shirt over here. Yeah, there you go. A little bit. That's a little bit softer, and then come a little bit clear. There you go. See the catch the shadow over here. Okay. Now I see a little bit line. And you also need to measure the width of the shoulder compared to the face. And I think it's a little bit too wide. I'm going to erase it. Okay, now I'm going to do that again. Let's first do a little mark. I think the side, this line need to be only here. And take a look, the side of the shoulder need to come down over there. That's good. I think that on this side, it's coming over here. and coming a little bit round and coming down over here. So this is good. I think this is right. A little bit easy on this side. A little bit easy coming down like this. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to make this whole side to be darker because this is shadow side. Okay, that's good. I think this is pretty fun that we, spend some time. If you like portrait drawing, just join to be part of the club. The only requirement that is you prepare to do a model for everyone in the club. No, you don't press it hard. You keep it light, soft. Yeah, it's very soft. I'm gonna draw a little bit like that. If you press it hard, you won't be able to change the charcoal. Okay. I know it's not just you. Everyone want to like angry with the charcoal. Okay. Yeah, I know. I can say we have way too much confidence when we draw. It must be it. Okay, it's gonna be right. Okay. Okay, coming up over. Huh. Like that, a little bit darker. I draw the shape and then fill in the value. That's simple. So now I'm gonna soften that a little bit. Softening is just to ease the texture. You don't want that much texture, right? And being too active. Okay. Now, I think this is, the value has been everywhere. And I'm going to make this shadow even a little bit darker. And I'm going to come to using eraser to make some adjusting for the lighter shape. Okay, that's good. Susan, are you tired yet? Okay. Okay, all right, this is good. Now you can see that the shadow side have to be there dark enough in order to make create the suggestions of forms. Like over here, I need to move this maybe a little bit softer also, and then I'm gonna come here to enforce this shape. Because the side of the face over here is just a little bit coming in, and I'm gonna make it a little bit softer here. Okay, that's good. A little bit softer like that. And now I'm gonna take a look at the nose. The nose is about right, but it could be a little bit narrower. We're gonna see. And you don't have to make it very clear for the edges inside the shadow side, because they are actually softer together. Okay, that's good. And you can see the eye I drew, there's just not much details. It just give a little bit idea what does the shape look like. I'm thinking about the form around the eye before thinking about inside the eye. That's good, like that. Now, I'm gonna take a look at the lip over here. I'm gonna move that a little bit curved. Now get a little bit more information, a little bit descriptive, a little bit more details. Okay, that's like that. This is good. And take a look at the corner of the mouth. Take a look at that. It's a little bit angular, a little bit shape over here, but not really clear. Just a little bit suggestion. That's good enough. Like this is good. Make that a little bit softer. And now I'm going to make the hair, the shape for the hair, a little bit darker. Now soften this. Oh, because now I'm a little bit more sure now. Because I already know this is the place for the shape of the hair. But still, I'm not really that hard, okay? I try to fool you, but not really that hard. I still can erase those charcoal. Okay, that's good. Have this a little bit. Now I'm gonna come to use the eraser. First, I'm gonna clean up this. I don't need that over here. Okay. Sometimes you need to have the eraser really tiny shape. Okay, sometimes I want to open it up, so I erase the whole bigger area. Okay, like that. Now I'm gonna come into, take a look at clean up the lighter shape. The corner over here, that's a little bit lighter. That's as good, right? And take a look at the top over here. Is they're light enough. That's as good. Now take a look on the face. I think this is a little bit dimmer, so I'm gonna borrow the charcoal powder, blend it over. I think that's a little bit darker. And so only a very few places that dark, but it's not really everywhere. Okay, now I'm going to take a look. And the corner over here, a little bit lighter. That's good. And the corner of the eye over here, a little bit lighter. That's good. Now coming down. And a little bit lighter over here on the cheek. Oh, that's good. Now with the light and shadow, you're seeing the form much stronger. That's good. And now take a look at the nose over here. That's a little bit light. Okay, don't get yourself into the details too soon. I haven't gotten into details. The next step, if I only have 15 minutes, I would start working into the detail after this. But if I have another half hours, okay, I don't think we should have that much long, because Susan is going to be very sore. Okay, now take a look at the side of the nose here. Now take a look here. It's not about the line, about the shapes. Keep remember the shape. I'm gonna make that light shape over here. That's good. And this is good. And take a look at that. I think the nostril a little bit lower. So I'm gonna continue moving that down a little bit. This is good. Now take a look at the side. Over here, have a little light shape over here. And that's it. And take a look at the corner, the lower lip over here. Have a little light shape. It's all about shape. And you can see the shape, see the value of the shape. You very much can draw anything. The only thing you need is to have a little bit more time to observe. Okay, like that. That's pretty good. Almost there. Yeah, that's the form we try to look for. And then since her face turned a little bit, but don't turn it back. Just keep the way it is. And then I'm going to also have some little reflected on the side of the nose here. You see that? I almost can erase everything. So make sure you're holding your charcoal soft. The light coming from the left side. Okay, here you go. Now I'm going to have this enforcing the light and shadow shape. Okay, now this is good. Now I'm going to take a look at the bottom over here. Make sure it has a little bit more clear, stronger shape like that. And also look at the side over here. I'm going to have clean up a little bit more. You see this? And a little bit light shape over here. Just keep thinking about shape, shape, shape. Okay, if you know of friends, they also like to draw, and you can extend your invitation to them to join us one time for our club meeting if you want to, if that person would like to join us, and for them to understand how Yong Chen community like. Okay, here you go. That everything in the shirt is not light. It's not that light. It's got really, compared with the highlights, it's just not that light. But I'm gonna make this a little bit softer, just using. And now I'm gonna come with the eraser, come to the hair. Okay, there's a little bit lighter, coming down like that. It's good. Coming up a little bit. Okay, now you see the hair is so shiny. And a little bit softer down over here. And here you go. Now we're gonna have a little bit light coming in here. That's good. Have some soft feeling, the soft hair. So I'm gonna have this coming up. Have a little bit, just a little mark, little line like that. Okay, that's good. A little line over here. Just give a little texture for the hair. Okay, that looks good. Now maybe this is the time we'll come back to adjusting it. Now take a look over here, the side. Need to come in just a little here. Come in a little bit, and this is good. And you never should try to do everything at the same step. We don't need to do that. It's just one thing at a time. And if you want to play this video again, and you can see every step is just doing one simple thing. Like back to the beginning, right? You remember what I said is, we only need to know where's the top, where's the bottom of the chin. Those only one thing at a time. If you try to do more, you always lost the focus, and also your drawing would be not that relaxing. This is all about how to enjoy art and relax. Okay, now the eyebrow, like this. Now coming into, look at the eye. Ooh, look at the eye, it's so big. Okay, that's good. And now take a look at the corner over here. Now it's seeing a little bit inside of the eye, the corner of the eye inside over here. That's good. And you don't have to make it really, really clear. Okay, now let's see the iris. It's after you have the form of the eye, drawing the inside over here just too easy. Okay, right here, the corner. Okay, now I'm gonna have form this a little bit more clear. Like that. That's good. Now I'll take a look at, I can see a little bit lighter right over here. Okay, now I'm gonna borrow a little bit checker line coming down here like that. This is good. Now take a look at another eye. Take a look. This eye can be a little bit higher. This line, just right here. Not really that high. That's perfect. Like that. Okay, that's good. And you don't have to make both eyes the same clearness, okay? Because one eye a little bit more clear, the other eye in the shadow, you don't have to make it that clear. Okay, that's good. Look at the corner, like that. So almost like in the drawing process, you can stop at any time. And the drawing, you can call it finished, brush you. Okay, that's good, like that. And make that a little bit more clear, a little bit sharper, that's good. Now I'm gonna come back here to take a look at the corner of the nose over here. And take a look a little bit more inside this nostril. Like that, this is good. That's a little bit clear. And now I can see inside over here have a little bit shape. But you don't do that earlier because you need to capture the larger shape before you come to define the smaller shape inside the larger shape. Okay, that's good. Take a look at the corner of the mouth. There you go. It's easy. It's easy. It may take a little time to make your observation process faster, but you want to learn the process, slow down. Oh, by the way, we still have a class for the fall. If you have the time, come to learn with us. It's called portrait drawing, or say drawing portraits. It will be starting in a couple weeks. Only you can take the time to learn. If you need the information, just go to, I will put it in the description of this video on Patreon. So at least take a look at it. If this is something that you need it. We only have one seat still left. Okay, that's good. That I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter. Also, I can clean that up a little bit on this side, also a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna have this. There's a little bit connection to the corner. This is good. And this can come in a little bit. So if you have more time, you're going to develop a little bit more clear. Like I said, you can draw the line with the shape like that. You can make a little bit deeper, like that, a little bit more clear. This is good. Right, coming like this. I really enjoy portrait drawing. It's just so much fun. And here, a little bit. And I'm gonna have this open up a little bit, this shape. You only think about, oh, how wide is that shape? Now take a look at the bottom over here. You actually see a little bit more shadow shape. Like that, you see that shadow shape. You make the nose a little bit higher. Okay, that's good. Like that. And take a look at in the middle over here. This is good. Now I'm gonna take a look a little bit more clear. Now take a look at the side of the nose, the middle over here a little bit lighter, right? Like that. That's good. Now take a look at the nostril. The shape of the nostril, like this. This is good. A little bit coming a little bit closer. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit softer. That's good. And okay, take a look at the top over here, a little bit shorter. And I'm gonna make this a little bit more clear. Actually, this a little bit clear. But it's not very dark, it's just clear. That doesn't really mean darker. Okay, here you go. Okay, you can see the corner of the eye over here. And you can come in, okay, oh, okay, all right. Now I'm gonna see a little bit light shape in the middle of the eye. You see that? I can get any shape back to light anytime because I did not make it that dark or that hard. I just very softly draw the charcoal. Okay, here you go, like that. Take a look at in between the two eyes. This you can come in a little bit, just a little bit, like that. Here you go, that's good. And on the outside over here, we can also have a little bit lighter. We can light up a little bit, like that. Okay, that's good. I can soften that. That's good. Now take a look at the lower eyelid. Now you go into a little bit more subtle details, and when you have the time. But you first need to have all the form, the three-dimensional, already showing before you go into those detail. Also the detail, you need to make sure the detail is not after breaking the larger shape, okay? That corner of the eyebrows also can be a little bit thinner. This is good. Now I'm gonna have that just a little bit thinner. That's good. That's good, like that. Now take a look at the eye. And also here, maybe a little bit too deep already, so light up a little bit. Okay. And come back to take a look at the shape. The shape now there's a little bit connected outside over here. Okay, that's good. A little bit more clear. That's good. Like that. Take a look at the nostril on this side. That a little bit higher. You see, it's always a work in progress for portrait drawing. When you have more time, coming back to do a little bit more. Okay, that's good. That's good, like that. And take a look at the corner of the mouth. Okay, here you go. Drawing from life is very different from drawing from photograph. You know, photograph is never going to change, never move. That moment is frozen. But when you draw from a live person, you have to try to capture a strong impression and hold it. Even though the model change and move, you still need to recognize the personality that embedded into your mind. Okay, here you go. Let's take a look. I think the bottom over here can be a little bit light over here, a little bit softer, and break that shape a little bit over here. Okay, that's good. Like that. I'm gonna make this a little bit more clear. That's a little bit clear. Here you go. Like that. If you want to draw and paint with me every week, come to join us on Patreon. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.